Welcome to another episode of High Proof Ashes. I am one of your co-hosts, Jason JB Smoke. And over to my right,
Y'all know what it is, man. No cool nickname, Duran. We are back in a building, but
yeah, man,
not on location this time. We are in the location.
That's
Time
right.
to burn.
Time to burn, baby.
Yeah.
Time to burn.
You know.
And we got some new ones for you again. You know, it's crazy.
Oh,
we keep
you
bringing
sneaky
you.
fuck.
What?
What? He threw two bottles up there.
I mean, you know, that's what we do, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we've got a criteria bottle for you.
Yeah.
And that's something new for you.
Yeah.
And you know, we might disclose a little bit of info on this one. Maybe, I don't know. I'm a little afraid to disclose it because people might go.
Yeah, they might go ape shit, right?
Yeah, man, they might go out there and get it.
We don't have that many followers, so like it ain't gonna be too many people to go ape shit.
You know, we hit 200, right?
We did hit 200 recently.
Yeah,
we hit 200 subscribers.
So thank you for subscribing, all you folks that have subscribed to us. We really appreciate it.
Hey, with that being said, make sure you like, comment, subscribe,
Absolutely.
hit that little notification bell so that you get notifications when we drop new content, man. We here for y'all. Like, realistically.
Yeah, tell us what you want us to try.
Yeah.
Whether it be a spirit or a cigar. It doesn't have to be even a bourbon or a whiskey.
No.
I don't know that we're gonna rock with cognacs and brandies. And
I'm not against it.
I'm not against. I'm
we
not
should
against
do Fireball.
either.
Like,
So we're gonna do Fireball.
We're gonna
eventually.
do Fireball.
Yeah, we're gonna do Fireball eventually. But for our cigar for the day,
yeah, man.
got a brand we haven't hit too many times.
Maybe once.
Like this is, and I think we've kind of given them a little bit of shit, but
you gave them a little bit of shit. I didn't. Don't put me in there, Rocky.
So
I rock with you, like
Rocky Patel. So I've got really nothing against Rocky Patel. This is the number 6.
Yeah.
I know nothing about it.
Me neither.
And
I just know that I like it.
Well, so there's a reason why I don't know anything about it. Rocky Patel, one of my complaints is that they have so many SKUs.
Yeah, they have way too many. I'm not gonna lie.
Way too many SKUs. Okay.
Yeah.
And
that's probably the number one complaint.
But I've never had a bad Rocky Patel. They've gone down to average.
Okay.
I don't know that I've had a bad Rocky Patel.
They've gone down to I'd rather smoke something else.
Yeah. But some of these are actually really enjoyable. Have you ever had this one before?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So got this one in a sampler. Actually,
me and my sister, Jackie Manning, we like the number 6s. She may not be here anymore because she big budget, but it's been a little while since we smoked one of these. But I do rock with it.
I mean, this one is the band. We'll have to get into this one a little bit later, but this one's pretty different from a lot of their other ones. It's a pretty big band. Usually the Rocky Patel bands are really small, unoffensive. This one's pretty big. But hey, we're gonna give this one a go. And then for our spirits, I'll get on our spirits. So criteria bottle is going to be a fresh crack, actually.
New Riff.
This is New Riff Kentucky Straight Bourbon whiskey. It's right at 100 proof, and it's Kentucky Straight Bourbon, so it has to be at least 4 years. And this one was, if I remember right, it was like 35.
Okay.
Something like that. So definitely under the $40 mark.
We got that on our shopping spree.
We did get this on our shopping spree.
Yeah.
One thing I do like that they do here is it straight up says right here on the back of the bottle, aged at least 4 years, and they give you the mash bill.
Beautiful.
So 65% corn, 30% rye, 5% barley.
Okay.
So I love it when they are really transparent about the product.
He just likes that so that he can try to make a dupe out of it, with his blending.
I don't know that I've tried to make a dupe out of any of the criteria bottles.
Yeah, no, we don't want that.
Yeah.
But he likes it on other bottles so that he can try to go out and mimic.
I like to try to use this bottle to make something else.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Because it's great to be able to use a cheaper, more available bottle to try to make something that's not.
Yeah, I agree.
And then on our other one here, I hate to get too deep into this one.
Yeah, don't, because I haven't tasted it yet.
So I've given Duran a little bit of inside info on this one. And I mean,
there are a lot of people in the world that are a fan of that brand.
Yes. So this is the Bardstown Bourbon Company Origin Series Kentucky Straight Wheated Bourbon Whiskey. It runs 106 proof.
Damn.
Yeah.
All right, I'm just gonna break it to you guys, man. Like, so Jason thinks this compares really, really well to Antique 107.
I do. And this is on the shelf. And it's cheaper.
So,
as a matter of fact, this would be a new criteria bottle.
oh, so if we went up to the $45
yes,
price point.
This is $45.
All right.
Pre-tax.
Well, I'm starting there.
You gonna start here?
I'm starting there.
All right.
I'm gonna start there. I'm gonna go ahead and do it.
Go ahead. Go for it, man.
What we're doing.
I'm gonna get cut here and get ready to go. Really excited about that bottle. You know, even if it's not like a perfect duplicate, right?
I gotta rinse my glass.
A dupe, as they like to call it out there in the industry. I think it's damn close. I think it's damn close. And being readily available for $45, it's close enough. To be fair, I don't have an Antique 107 to compare it to. I know you have one, but it's a pick.
It is. I don't have a standard 107.
Right. So I really need to get a standard 107 to compare it to. All right, go for it, man.
Get me a decent little.
So, you know, the company, right, Bardstown Bourbon Company, one of my biggest complaints about them is their price point. They typically are
very expensive.
They're kind of pricey,
yeah.
You know. I mean,
don't disagree.
I don't want to say for what they are, but like they just kind of are, you know, right? It is what it is. So I was really surprised to see this one at a very affordable price. And you being not a Weeder fan, I'm very interested in what you have to say about this.
So here's the one issue with this, right? With our podcast, you guys may not know, just because we shuffle the episodes when we drop them, we do more than one episode a night.
We do.
So
this is fair. We've had a few pours.
We've had a few pours.
Yeah.
Something like this, I would very much like to try on a clean palate, just to tell if like, without the cigar, without multiple pours, all that type of stuff, right? Like maybe a primer.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe
but that's about it.
Yeah.
At this point, my tongue is already saturated. So things start to blend together, right? Like you can't deny there are still flavors resting.
Fair
right?
enough.
So
in that context,
I don't know that I'm gonna specifically think it's gonna compare to 107, okay. Right? I think I'm gonna be able to tell you if I like it, hate it, love it, you know, that type of thing. If it's good, bad. But as far as like, do I think it compares to 107? I can't give you that tonight.
So the aroma on this is very clean and crisp. It doesn't smell like a weeder.
It's good. It drinks hotter than 106.
See, I don't think so. I think it drinks right at it.
Nah.
Okay.
So, I think this is phenomenal. Especially since you told me what the price is on it. I think it's great.
Yeah.
It's sweet enough.
Mm-hmm. You still get that little bit of wheat, but it's not overbearing.
The main thing is what it does to my tongue.
Okay.
107 doesn't do that. And that could just be
all the pours that we've already had and
right.
Cigar and all that. Okay. I'm with you. Like I really want to try this like side by side with regular old 107.
It's got a great long finish.
Because I'm frankly I'm only going by memory, right? And it's been a minute since I've had 107. Like it's been a little while. But
this is a great pour.
And that's a lot coming from you because that's a weeder.
I know. This is a phenomenal pour. The wheat does not stand out.
So even if this is not an Antique 107,
I would still buy it, especially at $45.
I love that. I love that you're saying that.
The wheat is not so wheat forward that it makes me shy away from it, because that's what a lot of weeders do, right? For me, it's just wheat. They're so wheat forward that I'm like,
yeah. Okay.
And,
love that.
Yeah, I'm in on this. Like off my initial taste, I am very much in on this.
I figured you would be. See, this is why we do this, guys. This is that community thing, right? We talk about all the time. He'd never had this before. I had never had it before I bought this bottle. I bought it off a recommendation off of you know who. And just, I'm like, okay, I hear what you're saying, $45. I'll take a gamble. Cracked it and just was like, wow, this is actually really good.
Truth be told, I probably should have started with the new Riff.
I thought you would actually, just because it's a lower proof.
Nah, you was hyping up the damn.
I mean, I was, but I kind of figured you would start with the new Riff because it's a criteria bottle. But hey, we'll get to it. We'll give it a fair.
It's not open yet, so fresh crack, baby. Fresh crack. Let's go.
Yeah, I got to figure out how to open this thing here.
It's dummy proof.
Yeah. What they do here? I always got to figure out how they. There we go.
What you guys think about Jason's Panama Jack look? Like, my man look like he about to go chill out on the beach somewhere.
I just need some khakis and flip flops, right?
Khaki and some boat shoes. Like,
let's see what we got here.
Wait, he might have some Hey Dudes on. No, not tonight.
Not tonight. Yeah.
Oh, great cork pop.
Wow.
Great cork pop.
That was nice.
All right, well, we're going to get to that next.
Yeah, we'll get to this next. So, New Riff, do they do, distilled, aged, and bottled by New Riff. Oh, they made this.
Mm-hmm.
I thought they bought MGP.
I think maybe in the early stages.
Wow, okay. I'm very interested now. They actually made this all the way through.
Yeah.
Okay. So we don't find too many criteria bottles, other than the big guys, where they do it all.
There's a few.
Interesting.
There's a few. Having a number 6 after not having it for a while is quite pleasant.
I enjoy the cigar. I mean, again, we give shit to Rocky Patel.
You keep saying we. Sorry. We don't give shit to Rocky Patel. Jason gives shit to Rocky Patel.
But I actually do enjoy the brand. It's just so much. There's so many of them.
Right.
But, listen, if you haven't tried Rocky Patel, the one thing that I can really throw their way is the brand is affordable. It's super affordable. I mean,
there is a cigar for everybody.
Yeah, they've got the A10 is $8.
Yep.
I mean, the Royale I think is running about the same price. Yeah. They have got box press. They've got sun growns. They've got Maduros. I mean,
you can get anything you want from Rocky Patel.
Yeah, they're all over the place. So it's actually pretty amazing that we've done as many episodes as we have, and I think we've only done 1 or 2 Rockies.
I feel like we did the A10.
I feel like we did the A10, yeah.
But outside of that, I can't think of anything else we did from Rocky.
I think you're right, man. I think you're right, and that's a shame because I mean, he's a pretty big guy in the industry.
They've been one of the major contributors to cigars for
it takes up a pretty big swath of a humidor. Pretty much any humidor you go in, you're going to find Rocky Patels.
Absolutely.
And I think that is, one, his affordability, but also, two, just him flooding the market with just so much, right? And so, and that's not a knock, really. I mean, it is, but it's not, right? The number of SKUs, I think, is a lot, but I think he's done a really good job with spreading the name and the brand.
Yeah.
And that way people can try it. This, I think, is a newer cigar.
I do too. I don't have a whole lot of information on it, right? So we're not the guys that.
I'm not a Rocky guy, right? I don't have a lot of info. It's not even that.
It's just we don't sit around and look up the cigars that we're gonna smoke before we smoke them, so that we can come on here and pretend that we know every little detail about a cigar.
I literally pulled out a tray, brought it to Duran, and said, "Pick one."
And I picked 2. So I looked at all of the Rockies that he had because I do like Rocky Patels, right? So I've had quite a few, and I was like, well, we should either do this sun-grown or we should do this number 6, right? Just because, I like everything sun-grown. It's very rare that I don't like a sun-grown cigar.
Yep.
But the number 6, I know I've had multiple times. I've always enjoyed it. One of the very first cigars that I really smoked when I got into cigar smoking was the vintage 1990.
Yeah.
And I'm still a fan of that cigar. if I go to a new cigar lounge and they don't have a great selection and they have that cigar, I'll probably pick that. I've just grown in my cigar journey to the point where I've smoked so many cigars that I know what I really like and what I don't like.
Yeah.
So a lot of times I can find things. Um, if there's anything Drew Estate in the cigar lounge or
I'm gonna
humidor, I'm
like
probably going to gravitate towards that. If it's a higher end lounge and they've got anything Fuente, especially God of Fire,
right.
the Don Carlos, and any of that type of stuff. Like, man, like I'm gonna do that. Opus, right? If it's the right price, because Opus is getting out of hand
Yes,
with
it is.
what people are charging for. God of Fire too, man. Like, I won't say any names of the location, but it's a big ass chain. Y'all all know what it is, so figure it out. When we walked in, they're
40 plus.
yeah, and I was like, ain't no way. I can
Right.
go online right now and buy them for less than that at
Yep.
singles.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I can go to another place where I don't like buying cigars and I can get them cheaper. You're a chain; they should definitely be cheaper.
Yeah. And
Right?
I think they're getting you for not only a single price but having available right away.
Well, so
Right.
from what I understand, I was talking to somebody recently and they said those prices came down. So I think they realized, like, hey, at that price point,
They were in the wrong market for that price point.
yeah, we're not paying that.
Yeah.
Like, we're just not paying that. And I travel
And I
on
mean,
a regular, so
and that's the way it should be, right? I mean, the market should
it should absolutely dictate the pricing.
thank you,
Period.
right? And so, like, yeah, and I mean,
And again, as y'all can see, man, I'm straight out of money. Like,
let's throw like Perdomo in that mix.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm rocking with the Perdomos,
absolutely.
right? All
But
the
I
various ones.
love Perdomo's price point.
I love Perdomo's price point,
Like,
and I love that they have everything from a champagne all the way to that Maduro, barrel aged,
yeah.
or even the
Yep.
12-year, like
Caldwell. Caldwell
that's
is another cigar brand that I'm really rocking with. I'm getting there on El Septimo. El Septimo, bring them prices down, man.
Yeah.
And I know that's never gonna happen. They're phenomenal sticks, but
I love that they've done a really good job of making everything from, say, $12 all the way up to $80.
yeah,
Right.
So you can go higher than that if you want.
I mean, so they've got a wide band, that can fit in a lot of people's pocketbook. Rocky Patel. So, just talking back about them, one that I have found that I really enjoy, and it's probably because it's a box press, but the Royale.
Yeah.
I really, that it's like a pink band, I think, kind of pink.
Yeah.
And the first time I had that cigar, I got it in a random sampler, and I was like, wow, this is actually a really good cigar. Like, I'm really surprised about this.
No, it's
so,
good. I love that A10, the Barber pole, for starting out the evening.
Yeah, and it won't break the bank either.
Yeah. No, it's in a lot of places it's $9-10. Sometimes even lower.
Yep. It's usually sub 10.
So let's get back to a subject that we were talking about.
Okay.
Bourbon lotteries.
Bourbon lotteries. Boy, that's a contentious topic for a lot of folks, right? What do you want to talk about?
I think we were talking about like just like standing in line, camping out. So give me your thought process around like bourbon lotteries and camping out, waiting for a drop, that type of thing.
So I guess there's like two sort of camps out there, right? There's the one where the store rewards their people who actually patron the shop, right? And so these people either do points, and they do a lottery based on points, or they do tickets, right, where you spend so much money and you get like a stamp, or something like that, right? And then you have the camp of, we're just going to open it up for everybody, right? And it's just going to be first come, first serve. There's no lottery, right? I know that there's some places that do something in between, right? They do a lottery, but it's also like open to everybody. I'm out on those,
right?
Completely. Just don't do that, right? If you're going to do a free for all, do a free for all. Make it where people have to camp out, when it's first come, first serve. Or you do the points thing, right? My only critique on the points thing, and we were talking about this, I kind of wish they would do like sort of separate ones where you reward the people that have a ton of points.
Right.
Right? Don't hold everything back for them, right? Give the people who aren't spending a lot of money the chance to get some of this other stuff that's really hard to get. But I don't know. I'm the whole thing of like making a purchase and getting, a ticket based on how much you bought, I think is a great idea. But I think that dollar amount needs to be pretty high, right? Because like if you want a BTAC, a $250 stamp is not enough.
No,
especially if we're talking about over like a 6-month period.
Agreed. Because I can walk in the day before the lottery, buy $250 worth of
easily
bourbon. Like
easily.
You can grab like a couple of standard bottles and get to that.
It wouldn't be difficult, right? And so I know like no system is going to be completely fair. Let's just be real. But if you want to reward your local shoppers and you want to reward the people who are not going to resell the bottle, I think that you kind of have to up the game a little bit, right? And at some point I even think maybe you do a private lottery. You don't just make it open to everybody. You make it open to your top 100 buyers.
I ain't mad at that.
Right? You pick your top 100 bottles and your top 100 buyers, and we're going to do a lottery. Now you're guaranteed to get a great bottle.
Yeah.
You might get that 100th bottle, but now you're guaranteed.
But it's still a great bottle.
Yeah, it's still going to be a great bottle.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not mad at that.
So I'll push a little further. So we're going to go through a couple of things right now because like we'll get to secondary market as well. So did you see recently that I believe Ohio is wanting to bring a law to the board because they price regulate.
So they're state-owned liquor stores.
Right.
Okay.
Where bottles must be opened so that they can't be resold.
I love that.
Agreed.
I love it that you have to open your bottle before you leave the store.
Absolutely.
I absolutely love it. And that way you can't resell it.
Right.
Or, I guess maybe you could.
So let's just destroy that secondary market.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? So with that being said, there's our thoughts on that. I love it. Jason loves it. We'll move to secondary market. I am becoming a part of the club that's just like, instead of spending a ton of money on all these damn points to get a bottle, waiting in line for 4 hours, because I know how much my time is worth.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And taking 4 hours on any day or on a Saturday where I really don't want to do it because I don't want to miss my wife, my kids, all of those type of things. I should just purchase it on the secondary market.
Yeah, I hear you, and I'm getting there. I really am getting there. And I know that we've talked about, like, I don't like paying more than an SRP for anything. But the reality is, even if you do the points, even if you do the lotteries, you do all that stuff, a lot of times you're still not paying SRP. You're still paying a marked up price.
Bingo.
The
Especially if you start to like really figure in your time.
I'm not even talking about the time. Like, you're right about that, but like just the straight up dollar value. The B-tax are SRP $100. That's SRP $100.
Yeah.
When's the last time you saw a B-tax for $100?
Never.
Like, I've only seen pictures at a Walmart in Arizona, like some random picture. I don't even know if it's real. Like, it could be, maybe. I don't know, whatever. Maybe it is real.
I have never seen a B-tax.
So I'm a little divided here, right? So I think that we should reward the people who spend a lot of money in a local store, okay? But I also think that we shouldn't take away everything from the people who just can't do that, right? There's people out there that really enjoy bourbon and whiskey that can't throw down on $10,000 a year in bourbon and whiskey to get a chance to win a BTAC, right? So I hate to say it this way, but like I feel like we still need to throw those people a bone, right? We need to make it available.
Like realistically, I would like to see it split like 50-50. Like, okay, so I got 6 bottles of Eagle Rare 17. I'm gonna put 3 in the lottery, in the regular lottery, and I'm gonna put 3 in the high end lottery. The high end lottery, right? Like my people that spent $6,500 here this year.
There you go.
Right? They spent $6,500 here this year. There's a chance to get 3 Eagle Rare 17s. There's a chance to get 5 Stags. There's a chance to get,
like I said,
whatever.
I feel like you take your top 100 buyers and your top 100 bottles and pull some aside for the regular lottery, but take your top 100 bottles and do a special lottery just for those people.
Right.
And I'm throwing out a number, but you get the point.
Yeah.
Right. Maybe it's 200, whatever. Right. I don't know how many bottles you have to throw around, but like you think about, I got 6, B-tax or 12 B-tax.
Right.
Take 8 of those and put them in the top tier lottery.
Right.
And take 4 of them and put them in the regular lottery.
Yeah.
And you're a top tier lottery person, you can't go to the lower tier lottery.
Right. No, you can't take from those folks that,
that's right. That's for the lower tier guys. Mm-hmm. Right. I feel like, just kind of thinking out loud, like that's the fairest way to do it, right? We're going to give an opportunity for those that, and I hate to say the word deserve, but like the ones that have earned it more by spending more in the store.
The ones who were loyal to your store.
Well, so the reason the store got so many allocations in the first place is because of how much money was spent in there.
Right.
Right. And so it's one of those, like, the top 1% should get something for that. And I get it, right? I mean, I know there's going to be people like, well, I can't afford to be in that top 100%. I understand. And we're not saying you're not going to get an opportunity, but those people, because they are responsible for the allocations that are there in the first place, shouldn't they get a better opportunity to get those allocations? I don't know. So throwing it out there, maybe it's flawed in some way, and that I'm not thinking about right now. But
that's the unfortunate part. It's all flawed.
Right. So like I said in the beginning, nothing's going to be fair, right, to someone.
Well, there you go. Some thoughts that we have.
So, I mean, I go to basically one lottery a year. I give that one a shot, and if I don't get anything good, but to be fair, I've gotten something great every year. Maybe I've not gotten a B-tack.
I wouldn't say great. We've gotten some good stuff.
I mean, great to me. Like, have I gotten a B-tack? No, I haven't.
What'd you get at your last lottery?
I got what did I get? The Nav 18. I got a Booker's.
Hated it. No.
So yeah, we didn't love it, but didn't know any better. That's okay. I got a couple of Booker's and a Midwinter's.
Okay.
I think is what it turned out to be. So not a bad day, not a great day, but
damn, this is in there. But no comment, Lion.
I thought you might go somewhere else.
No, hell no, we're not.
I'm gonna get you.
Nope. Stopping right where I was. I go a little more. Let's see. We're getting long in the episode here, so I figured I better get into this secondary bottle here.
So just one quick thing, last thing to say about lotteries. I don't like when these lotteries put bottles in their lotteries that shouldn't be in the lotteries.
Agreed.
Like some of this stuff is ridiculous, right? And they should just put it on the shelf.
Weller Special Reserve should not be in your lottery.
No.
Blanton's shouldn't be in your
B.H.
lottery.
Taylor Small Batch
shouldn't be in your lottery. I'm gonna go a step further. Midwinters shouldn't be in your lottery. Let It Ride. Let It Ride. You know what I'm saying? Like, there are just things that shouldn't be in your lottery, bro. Like,
you're just doing it to bloat your lottery count.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
Like, the lottery's going to close, and you're not going to have sold those bottles.
And I'm so tired of driving to a lottery and there's 400 people. Like, I didn't even get out of the bed for the last few because, like, I'm not camping overnight. 2, like, there's 400 people. I know 1 in 400 is not terrible odds, but let's be real. Like, I know what my time is worth. It's just easier for me to not do that.
So we're saying all this. However, if you go to the right lottery, people start cracking the shit that they buy.
Yeah. So I mean, that's great. Because I listen, man. I haven't been to a lottery in the last 3 years where I didn't open like 90% of what I bought.
Right. And that's where it becomes fun because people start sharing the stuff that they got. Maybe you get to taste something you've never had.
Yeah.
I mean, so if you go to the right lottery, with people who are willing to share, it makes it a much more enjoyable experience. It makes it worth the time.
These two should not be on the same episode.
Really? Is it not good?
I didn't say that.
Okay.
It's not special.
Well, I mean, how many special criteria bottles have we had?
We should have just done a criteria bottle and because yeah.
But so give it a fair assessment based on it being a criteria bottle, right? This is why we have criteria bottles.
I can't. Like, what I just had before it is so much better. I can't compare it to the other criterias.
So this is proofy on the nose, even after everything we've had today. I mean, this is supposed to be 100 proof, and this is proofier than that was, especially on the nose. Like, very typical bourbon aromas.
And so traditionally, I am not a huge fan of New Riff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, your face says it all.
I have to put it in the context of it being a criteria bottle.
I get it, but like,
in the context of a criteria bottle, it's in the middle. And for me, the thing that puts it in the middle is the back end. There is this, I don't know, minerally metallic funk on the back end that I don't particularly enjoy.
It's also a short finish.
It is a very short finish because it's basically gone. But just thinking in the context of all the criteria bottles we've done up to this point, which is probably nearing 20, I think, about now.
Shit, I don't know.
This one is just very much in the middle. Maybe even top of the bottom third.
It's better than J.W. Dane.
I mean, yeah. Right? So, this is probably somewhere in the neighborhood of like 14, something like that.
If we've done 20,
I mean,
I can think of the bottom 6.
Yeah.
I'll give you that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not a wow.
No.
But, sub 40, 100 proof, 4-year. I don't hate it. I mean,
don't love it.
I don't love it either. I mean, and unfortunately, when we're talking about criteria bottles, like Turkey 101 and Knob Creek 9 is almost our benchmark. And if but nothing's gonna, or even E.H. Taylor small batch, right? I mean, maybe not today. It might not be sub 40 today, but
yeah,
it's hard to beat those two, right? With the age and the proof and the flavor profile.
Mm-hmm.
I don't hate it. I don't hate it. That's something that I could see someone putting in their decanter as their
I think that's pour. Too much credit.
Like, I'm just saying, like, just as a house pour, right? It's not terrible.
I think it's bottom shelf for me.
It's absolute bottom shelf.
Whereas, like, I've got in my decanter right now is 101 rye.
Yeah, but that's a banger, man.
So, but what I'm saying is like, in comparison, like, that's not decanter worthy for me.
Okay.
Like, it would never make it there.
Not for me either. Like, honestly, I'm gonna stick with my 101, my Turkey 101, and my Knob Creek 9. So unfortunately, we had this other one in front of it. And
yeah, that's not okay.
Like, this other one is just so much better. And for like $10 more. Like, just think about that. The price difference between
is this better than Evan Williams Bottled in Bond?
No.
You said it right off the rip, and that's true.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
It's not.
Yeah, it's not. It's not.
Right? So that's a $20 bottle.
I know. So New Riff, you need to put probably 2 more years on this.
Like, so, and that's the type of thing where, so like, when I'm just thinking about it and I'm like, it's drinkable, But if it's sitting next to Evan Williams Bottled in Bond or Old Granddad Bottled in Bond.
So the old granddad bottle and bond is definitely way above this.
Yeah.
Okay. The Evan Williams bottle and bond, I think you're talking about a trade-off. Okay. The Evan Williams is definitely less flavorful than this, but it's also less proofy than this.
See, I don't know that I agree that it's less flavorful.
I think that this is more flavorful than the Evan Williams. But the Evan Williams is probably a crowd pleaser.
I just think the Evan Williams is more rounded.
Oh, absolutely.
This is rough around the edges.
It is rough around the edges, which makes it a little bit more flavorful.
Which is why I'm normally not a big New Riff fan. I feel like New Riff, like almost everything I have from them, like kind of punches you in the face.
That's a fair statement. I mean, the single barrels, I've had a few that were pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
So if you ask me, I know what I said right away. I think I'm going to go with it. Evan Williams is one notch above this, simply from the drinkability of it. It's much smoother. It's not as proofy on the palate or the nose.
I'm still drinking. So
yeah, that's why.
Old Granddad, 100, Bottled in Bond. That Wild Turkey 101.
I would put Old Granddad Bottled in Bond in top 10.
Yeah, it is
easily.
Wild Turkey 101, top 10.
That's top 5.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, like you said, top 10, so I'm saying top 10.
Yeah.
Shit, Old Granddad 114. Like, there are top criteria 5 bottles that are just.
Do you know we haven't had any after we've had those, I'm going to call them top 5s. We haven't really had any criteria bottle that has even come close.
Nah, they haven't even broken. Nah. They can't break into the top 5. Like, they haven't broken into the top 8.
No.
Because realistically, now that I start thinking through it, like, yeah, this is, like you said, this is a good 14.
Yeah.
Somewhere in there.
Yeah, about 14-ish.
Because you start thinking about Knob Creek, and a bunch of them that we're naming are Beam.
yeah, that's true.
Like, Beam for the win. Like,
Beam, Knob Creek, and Turkey for the win. It's crazy, but it is what it is. They doing what they do, and tastes great.
All right, let's wrap it up. Great value. Man. We got to wrap it up.
All right, let's wrap it up. So, on the cigar, this thing is crazy smokable.
Yeah.
It's not going to blow you away, but for the price point and the availability, it's hard for me to knock this thing.
Yeah.
It's a great smoke. It's not overly strong. It's got just enough flavor. The flavor and the strength are a really good blend. There's not one that's really overpowering the other. Right? They did a really good job blending this. On the drinks, the new Riff, I mean, I think we just, kind of gave our final thoughts on that one.
Yeah.
It's top of bottom third, something like that, right?
That's so crazy.
Like, I mean, like that's, so that's, listen, it is what it is, right? So that's what I'm saying. It's like 14-ish, right? Maybe it's the bottom.
He said top, bottom, third. Like, he's trying to make being at the bottom of the list sound good. Like, it's at the bottom of the list.
It is. It is at the bottom of the list. I mean, I know I said 14, which would be like bottom of the middle third, but still, like, it's 14, 15, and somewhere in there, right?
Yeah.
But that Bardstown, man, whew, that thing. Really happy I bought that.
Yeah.
Whether or not it's a dupe for Antique 107, I don't know that I care, because
it's so good.
It's a really good weeder.
Yeah.
And then for the price point, you can't beat it, man. So that's where I'm at.
Gotcha. I'll start with the cigar. So Jason said, I don't remember what Jason said.
It's smokable.
It's smokable. For a budget cigar, it's at the top end of budget cigars.
Absolutely.
It does flavor and strength very well. This is one of Rocky's better blends. Now I don't know what the blend is, but
It's so smooth. That's the thing.
Yeah, like it's plenty of
It's not
flavor.
harsh.
It's plenty of strength. So it just works.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
As far as the spirits go, Jason's being nice, bro. Like I'm, whatever. I don't have to do that. I don't care. The new Riff is bottom. Like it's at the bottom. It comes in with a lot of the other really not good stuff, and it comes in at a price point that I don't want to pay for it to not be very good.
Yeah.
So when I say not very good, I don't want you to think I'm saying it's not drinkable. It's just not anything that I'm ever going to reach for at that price point. There are just things that I can buy that are less expensive that taste better. Point blank, period. If this was the Bardstown, if it was a true, let me make sure I say this right. I can't say that. At the price point, you're going to be hard pressed to find a lot of bottles that beat that as a weeder.
I completely agree with that.
That's it, right? Like as a weeder, I am not a fan of weeders. At $45 a bottle, the flavor profile, the proof, everything that goes along with it, you're not going to find a whole lot of stuff that beats it. If you like weeded bourbons, go buy that. It's in the wheelhouse of everything affordable.
Yeah.
Don't know if it's a dupe for 107. I'll have to try it.
Right. At this point, I don't even care.
I don't
because
either.
It's just.
That's a bottle that I'm going to add to the collection. Just being completely honest. I don't add weeders to my collection often. The only weeders that I own are all high-end weeders. I've got a CYPB. I've got an Antique 107. I had an Old Elk. I don't think I have anymore.
Okay.
I don't buy weeders on a regular. That one I'm going to pick up. Just being completely honest. And that's what I got.
It's just a total surprise bottle. And I love that. I love that.
It's a shocker.
But hey, let's wrap it up.
All right, man. Y'all know what it is. Another episode of High Proof Ashes. Can't remember if I said it earlier in the episode or not. So make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Hit that little bell so that you get notifications when we drop new content. Y'all know who I am, man. No cool nickname. I am Duran. I'm going to put some smoke in the air. My partner.
Absolutely.
To the left.
Jason JB Smoke. And we'll see you guys on the next one. See ya.